In the north of Kenya, forgotten in a region which precedes the desert, lies a territory of enormous contrasts. It is the so-called Northern Frontier District, the geographical limit beyond which reign the laws of life in the wild. Here, man is an intruder, and survival is determined by the water, the wind, and the sun. In the heart of this unforgiving land stands the Shaba Reserve, a place of biological endemisms, a haven for wildlife at the edge of a blazing desert. Shaba is a place of extremes, constantly putting life to the test. Severe droughts alternate with tremendous floods, turning the savannah into a hell which generates paradises. A land of contrasts where the harshest rigors give rise to the most beautiful works of nature. In a land where life seems impossible, Shaba guards the treasure of its exclusive biodiversity in a paradox without precedent, as if the harshness of the environment were the reason for such richness, as if scarcity were, deep down, the creative force behind the development of life. The Danish writer Karen Blixen wrote, "Africa teaches you this, that God and the devil are one and the same." And in the Kenya that she loved and immortalized in her novel Out of Africa, no other region demonstrates this to quite the same extent as Shaba. Wind, sun, and dust. For 3 years, not a single drop of rain has fallen on the cracked lands of the Northern Frontier District. The plants that have managed to survive on the humidity and the condensation carried by the wind rise stunted and tortured from the parched land. It is the heart of the kingdom of thorns of East Africa. The natives call this region Najika, the wild, desolate region. But even in this time of prolonged drought, life clings on in Shaba. In the cool of night, the herbivores appear in search of the drops of dew and the last shoots softened by the humidity. But thrice now the rainy season has failed to appear, and vegetation is virtually non-existent. The darkness also tempts the carnivores out of their hiding places. Every day the drought claims more victims from among the exhausted animals, and the inhabitants of the shadows seek out the flesh and blood of the dead bodies in order to survive. As a demonstration of its split personality, at night a truce is declared in the unbearable drought of Shaba. The clear skies are lit with millions of stars stretching to infinity, and a serene beauty engulfs the tortured savannah, turning it for a moment into a place of dreams, a mirage in the heart of the kingdom of thorns.